First thing I'm going to do is do a bit of surgery on this guy. Are you happy that this is the same as that?
Yeah.
And then, are you happy that it's the same as that?
Yes.
Now, isn't 9/13 less than 1?
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah.
So the limit as n tends to infinity, I'll just call it an then, will be 0.
Okay.
So if you were saying, well, how will I show that in a test? If you write this down and then that, we're done.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, and the other one, which was 23?
23 is a sub n equals 7 to the nth power over 1 plus 9 to the nth power.
Ah, cool question. I am going to use the technique of dividing top and bottom, right?
Okay.
And I am going to divide top and bottom by, well, I could do 7 to the n, or I could do 9 to the n. Doesn't really matter. Both are going to give me the right answer. So which one do you want me to do? Just pick
7.
one. 7 will do. Now, what we now get is 1. This fella becomes 1 over 7 to the n. This guy becomes 9 over n to the 7 over n, right? A little bit messy, but we should be able to find its limit. One over 7 to the n. If you rearrange that, it's the same thing as 1/7 to the n. Are you happy about 1 over 7 to the n being 1 over n over 7 over the n, which then is 7 to the n?
Yeah.
And then this fella is 9/7 to the n. So far, so good?
Yes.
Now, according to brute force, isn't 1/7 to the power of n, 1/7 to the power of infinity, going to get you 0?
Yes.
On the other hand, what will 9/7 to the power of n get you?
Infinity? No.
Yes, you're right, infinity. It's bigger than 1, so bigger than 1 gets you infinity, less than 1 gets you 0. Now, in this case, isn't 0 plus infinity still infinity? And isn't 1 over infinity 0?
Okay. We also go over 25.
Sure. Do you mind if I use these on Canvas at the end so that
I don't
other
mind.
people can? Thank you. So 25, what you got?
So 25 is a sub n equals e to the power of 8n over n plus 8.
8n or an?
8n.
8n over
n plus 8.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, and there's different approaches to that, is I'm going to focus on only finding that guy and then raising the answer to e to the power. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Now, this fella here, you could do L'Hopital on him. And if you did, you'd get 8 over 1, so it's 8. Or you could divide top and bottom by n, in which case you would still get 8. And so the answer ends up being e to the 8th.
Okay. I get it. Okay.
So it's really just the algebra of playing about with either the way something's written or the order that you need to find things. So if somebody had said to me, a very similar question could have been the sign of that. Well, in a very similar argument, can you see that I would have said eventually that that would have been its limit? Or the log of that, except if they did the log, they would be even sneakier. It would start life off looking like that. It would then become that. And then you could do the limit by finding the natural log of the limit as n tends to infinity of that guy, in which case you'd end up with a log of 8. You could do it with square root of that, you know. Christians did a cool thing of squaring both sides, but if you didn't want to square both sides, couldn't you just do the square root of the limit of what was inside it and get the answer? So if there's another function involved, a power, a square root, a log, or so on, that you can actually suck that out of the issue and only find the limit of the rest, and that's a valid method of getting the overall limit of the original.
All right, thanks for showing me those.